So WWDC just happened, which is the where Apple announced their new iOS 12 and macOS Mojave, and that was my first time watching an event like that, and it was really exciting for me, not just obviously because it's new things, but also like for my kind of personal tech story so far. Because I've been a lifelong Windows user, a die-hard Windows user. I was convinced Apple was just like boring and overpriced and just a mess. And it all started because my father actually got a job working for HP I believe right before I was born. And you know, he was like moving up the ranks as I was growing up. So all through my life, we had a computer in the house. I do not remember a time before the internet. You know, we had like digital cameras. I had a freaking Game Boy, and then a Game Boy Advanced, and then a Game Boy SP, and then a DS. And I remember the day that my father got his iPhone, his first ever iPhone, and how big of a deal that was. I remember that day. Because my father worked for HP, he would often go to like conventions and events where they would be like giving out these, you know, various tech things. So he would often return with, say, a cheapy tablet. And then once he got home, he was like, I have no use for this. So then he would give it to one of us kids, and we would have this, you know, $50 tablet that ran absolutely slowly, didn't do anything really well, but still, to like me, that was magical. It was really my father that gave me my appreciation and love for gadgets and technology and little widgets and just cool toys, you know? What is it? There's like the saying that's like, you don't outgrow buying toys, they just get more expensive. And that's freaking true, okay? And I remember like once I became a teenager, he bought like a new family computer, and then he just let me have the old one and keep it in my room. And so that's when I started making my own little movies. And I had so much freaking fun on that thing. Granted, it didn't have an internet connection. I think it was literally before like Wi-Fi. It didn't have like a Wi-Fi chip. I don't know if my father took it out or it was just so old that everything was just plugged in, but we couldn't run an Ethernet cable all the way from where the router was to my bedroom, so I just didn't have internet. But I had Windows XP, okay, and Windows Movie Maker, and then freaking, what was it? Pinnacle Studio. Oh my gosh, that's a throwback. And that's kind of what I did. Growing up, I would always get the hand-me-down family computer, which is still, it was like good enough for what I needed it to do. You know, edit freaking, you know, 240p video, because that was the state of digital cameras at the time.
I like cheese.
Literally all the way, you know what? Hang on, I still have it. This was my father's old laptop that he gave to me when my big tower died, and I brought it here to LA, and it was my my editing computer for the longest time. Look at how thin and small it is. It's thinner than my current MacBook. But like, this was my life, and I was so fully convinced that, you know, Windows was me. I was the one young creative living in LA that did not need a Mac. Welp, we see what has happened now. Literally to the point where I shelled out for the Apple Magic Mouse, even though I know there are better ones on the market, but it's just, it works so well with the whole Mac OS that I did it. I know I'm such a freaking Apple sheep now, and I don't think I could ever go back. Because here's my opinion of Windows. It's great, but it's by itself. You know, and you have to go around, you have to use like third-party apps to get pictures from your phone onto your computer and vice versa. Versus with the whole Apple ecosystem, I take a picture on my phone and then it's automatically sent to my laptop. Or if I'm editing a photo on here and I export it, boom, it automatically gets pushed to my phone, and even freaking my watch. Like, how crazy is that? It's just everything working together, which I need. And it's so bringing it all back, watching WWDC and getting excited, not just because because I've always had hand-me-down technology, and this was the first time that I got excited purely for new things. And like, again, not to mention it's frickin' Apple as opposed to Microsoft. So I'd like to think that I'm kind of, you know, carrying the torch of what my father started with technology, and I hope that my children will get a love of technology and improving the way things are done. You know, that's the great thing that I love about technology. There's always a better way to do your current task. Down to frickin' charging your phone. I don't even have to plug anything in anymore. I just rest it right there. There we go. I just rest it right there. Wait. I just rest it right there. But there's something coming to even improve that little thing I just did. Frickin' air power, which I won't need to be nearly as precise, and I cannot frickin' wait for. But it's just that general idea of there is always a better way to do things, and I hope that I pass that on to my children, and I can't wait to see where technology will be in 20, 30, 50 years. And you know what? I hope to never be the old, like, dinosaur. Why is someone calling? Hello?
Bye-bye.
Bye. Even just that, right? I just made a phone call from my wrist. How crazy is that? I cannot wait to be, like, watching my children grow up and create, or at least learn how to use new tools that are so much better than I can even imagine now. I'm really positive about that. And reminding you to stay positive. Woo! Bring it home!
This is me.